Hi, I'm Jim.
And I'm Joanne, and we live here in Phoenixville.
Before we met Doug, I was the executor of my mother's estate, and I had a townhome that I had to sell as part of the process. And we listed it with a real estate agent, and we did all the normal things that you would do when you sell a house. We cleaned everything out, we replaced the carpets, we painted. It did not work. It took 7-8 months and very little activity. And Doug came in with a plan. That he came in and examined the house, and he's a visionary, and he said, here's what we can do with some of these rooms. We had an open house finally, and Doug staged the house, him and his team. They came and staged the house, and in the very first weekend, we had a contract. We had our own home to sell, and we were in that house over 40 years.
You don't know where to start when you go to sell a house. And it really is a very overwhelming process. You don't realize it until you go through it. And Doug and his team were the greatest things that came along. Not only did they advise us what needed to be done, but he had his team to do it. You didn't have to go out and get estimates and wait on that and wait for a contractor to come in.
And he takes care of everything. And it was really worth all the effort that we put into the house. And those guys were a real pleasure to work with.
So Doug came in with his team and they modernized the whole house to make it sellable.
We restaged all the furniture that we had in the house. My basement was spectacularly clean. My garage was a man cave that I would love to live in because of Doug and his team's work. And he was able to set the house up so that we had no problem selling the house whatsoever. But the most important thing was, even though we spent a little bit of money to do that, we were able to up the price of the house, and we got the asking price for the house and recouped everything we had spent.
Had he not stepped in and helped us out, we never would have gotten close to the market value. I'm glad we did this. We live on one floor now. I certainly have knee problems, and I needed to get off of steps completely for a while. And this has really been a dream. I mean, I love it.
If I was to have Doug in the room today, and I've told him this a number of times, but I'll do it again, I wanted to thank him from the bottom of our heart for getting us through this process, something that we hadn't done in a long time. Overall, I would highly recommend this team to anybody that's trying to sell their home and get it done very quickly.
I wouldn't have done it any other way. In our stage of life, Doug was a godsend, and the whole team. Because when you go to move after 40 years, you really need the help. And this was great. It really was like an answer to a prayer.